Greetings, everyone, and welcome to part 2 of the 2015 DVD and Blu-ray Horror Collection overview. So last time we took a look at shelf number 1. Today we're moving down to shelf number 2. We're getting some pretty cool collector's edition DVDs and the first batch of the Blu-rays. So let's get to it today on Fright Night Fridays on the Multimedia Chronicles. Welcome back. Alright, let's not waste any time. Shelf number 2. Let's do it. Okay, here we go. So last time we took a look at all of these. Today we're going to look at all of these. Alright, so starting off here, I've actually got some pretty cool collector's editions on this side. These are from Arrow Video. Actually from before Arrow Video got US distribution. So these were all gifts from viewers. I think we saw... Did we see one last time? I think we saw one last time. Yeah, the Phenomena DVD set, which was this one here. But I've also got some other ones, such as, I mentioned the other edition of Martin that I have. Normally I pair it with this, but I wanted to kind of keep the arrows together. So I have the Arrow edition of Martin as well, which is exceptionally rare. Really, really nice. I've done a video about this before. Very cool. Then we've got the Arrow edition of Lucio Fulci's The Beyond. This edition was the first time I ever saw the movie, actually, so I was very thankful that viewers sent it my way. There's a really cool 3-disc Blu-ray set of this out now that I really, really want to get. Really good stuff. Really good, really good. And then another Fulci, we've got City of the Living Dead. Also, the first time I ever saw this one was on this edition. Very, very good, sort of part of a trilogy of stories. And then I think this is the final part of the trilogy. We have The House by the Cemetery. There's been a few different editions of this over the years. It shows up in public domain collections quite a bit. I really like this one a lot. Actually, I like a lot of Fulci's stuff, like pretty much everything I've seen of his so far. And then we got Inferno, which is, why is it around this way? It should be around this way. There we go. Which is the second part of the Three Mothers trilogy by Dario Argento. The first part, of course, being Suspiria, the second part being Inferno, and the third part being Mother of Tears, which I actually still have yet to watch. I have it. In fact, we'll be getting to it in just a couple of selections. And so that's it for the arrows here. And then next up I have the Dawn of the Dead Ultimate Edition, which I have also done videos about before. Really, really nice. This is easily the most definitive edition of Dawn of the Dead, the original 1978 movie, ever released, bar none. It's just fantastic. It's a beautiful, beautiful set. The current Blu-ray release, all it has is the theatrical version and basically bare bones for extras, so who the fuck cares about that? And then we got some more Fulci. This is my introduction to Fulci, actually. We got Zombie 2, which is sort of the unofficial Italian sequel to Dawn of the Dead, and really cool stuff. And they did a whole bunch of sequels to it as well that weren't really sequels. So we got a couple of different... this is the 25th anniversary edition. Really nice. There is I believe there is a Blu-ray set out of essentially the same content, but I keep that one because it's really, really nice packaging. And then one of the few sort of Argento collector's editions I kept, the 3-disc special edition, limited edition of Suspiria, because this is just a freaking beautiful set. Really, really nice. This is back when Anchor Bay really gave a shit and did a really nice job on their collector's editions. And then they changed management, so they're not as good anymore. And then their set of opera as well. I've done videos about all of these before, because these are kind of some of the prizes in my collection. And then the aforementioned Mother of Tears, which did not get the deluxe treatment. I actually got this out of a bargain bin, so there you go. Pretty cool stuff. And then this is one I've been meaning to do a series about, some reviews of for a while. I've actually watched a bunch of these a few times. This is from the Fangoria Fright Fest collection. A bunch of independent horror films that were released through Fangoria, essentially. So we got Roadkill, which is really cool. And a lot of these are actually quite good, I have to say. This one, really enjoyed. And then we got Hunger, which one of the stars in this is the guy who played Johnny Cage in the original Mortal Kombat movie. Really enjoyed this one as well. And then Dark House, which has Jeffrey Combs in it. Really enjoyed this one as well. Some of these are cheesy as hell. Others are more kind of serious horror. This one's definitely one of the cheesy ones. But so much fun. Just an absolute blast. And then we have Fragile with Calista Flockhart. Just a really, really good creepy ghost story. Definitely not for the faint of heart. But again, very well done. Pig Hunt, which is freaking hilarious. I love this movie. If you only see one out of the Fright Night or Fangoria Fright Fest collection, see this one. It is an absolute riot. One of the things I love about this is they use practical effects for the giant killer pig. It's a huge puppet, and it looks really good. And just a really, really fun movie. I rewatch this one periodically just because it's an absolute blast. And then finally we have The Haunting, no relation to other movies of the same name, such as my all-time favorite haunted house movie ever. I honestly don't remember a lot about this one. I know I've watched it, and I remember enjoying it, but might have to rewatch that one. So anyway, that's a really good collection. There's one or two more movies in the collection. I think they did 8 total, of which I have 6. Found those on the bargain racks at Walmart a few years back, and really enjoyed them a lot. Fangoria puts out some pretty cool stuff sometimes. And then this is an interesting one. We got the Fangoria Blood Drive, which is from a few years earlier, which was basically an independent short film contest. The menus on this are hosted by Rob Zombie himself. And yeah, so the short films in the collection, these are all the winners basically. The short films in the collection honestly are a bit hit and miss. More miss than hit, but there's definitely some fun stuff to be found here. Very cool. And then this was, I think, sent to me by my mother. We got the 4 film favorites collection, Stephen King collection. So we got Dreamcatcher, Dolores Claiborne, Cat's Eye, and Creepshow. All of which I've seen except for Dreamcatcher. I've actually never seen that one. Cat's Eye I watched a lot as a kid because it was a horror movie that wasn't too scary, but scary enough that I could enjoy it. Dolores Claiborne I actually saw in the theater. Creepshow, I've lost count of how many times I've watched that. I love that movie. And then for whatever reason, this case just got annihilated. I don't know how well you can see that, but yeah, it just got like ripped to pieces in the in transit. One of the trays is falling out, and yeah, it's all flipper discs. I mean, this is as cheap as a studio release gets, basically. Flipper discs in a broken eco case. Yeah. Next up, I should say something, because I know everybody's going to ask, so I'll just show you right now. Yes, I do have the complete series set of the Halloween collection. Alright, just before we get into these, because I know everyone's going to ask and say, why didn't you get that? Why didn't you get that? And it's like, well, I do. Because that always happens when I do these overviews. There will be something that I'll have another part of in another section of the collection, and people will freak out because it's not with all this stuff. So anyway, before we get into the Halloween stuff, yes, I have the Halloween set. All right, just to get that out of the way right off the bat. Now, I do have some alternate editions of some of the Halloween movies, which is what we've got over here. But first off, we've got Halloween 25 Years of Terror, which is the definitive documentary about the Halloween franchise. Original. I managed to snag this factory sealed in the original shrink wrap with the slipcover, no less. Fully intact for, I don't know, a song and a dance. It was pretty cheap considering what it normally goes for. And then we've got, and now we're into the Blu-rays. Hooray, Blu-rays! And then we got Halloween, the 35th anniversary edition. This came out the year before the big box set. So this is a very strange digibook. It actually has it in a sleeve there. And then very nice book with it. But nice to hang on to that as a collector's item. And then I got the 30th anniversary edition of Halloween 2. One of the reasons to keep this is for extras that are exclusive to this edition, especially Terror in the Aisles, which is a feature-length presentation. Just kind of all about the history of horror through Universal Pictures. And then we got the Scream Factory editions of Halloween 2 and Halloween 3. Very nice. Love these collector's editions. We'll actually take a look at more of them next time when we get down to shelf number 3. But if you take a look, it has the original theatrical poster. It's a reversible artwork on the inserts. So you get the new artwork on one side and then the original poster art on the other. So I like to have the slipcovers for these, so I can have the new art on the slipcover and then the original poster art on the disc in the the keep case itself. And it's the same thing with Halloween 3. We got this really nice original artwork and then the original movie poster art inside. So I always flip those around, so it's the original movie poster art on the inside. And then we got Halloween 4 and 5, just to kind of round out the collection. I do not have the individual releases of the others, but who the fuck cares? Nobody cares about those ones. Besides, I've got the set now, so the versions on that box set are vastly superior to the individual releases of the later movies that came out, so that's fine. I'm okay with that. So carrying on, I've got 3 different editions of Ghostbusters. Originally, I bought this one, which is just the original release with the original collection of extras. There we go. I do love me some Ghostbusters. I've actually got the Criterion Laserdisc edition as well. And then they put out the 4K edition. So I got the 4K edition. This, of course, is the Canadian edition. You can tell because it's got French on it. Apparently, Ghostbusters in French is SOS Fantôme. And then finally got the deluxe digibook edition that includes 1 and 2. Oh, there's stuff in there. Hold on. You can get the, they actually re-released the soundtracks on vinyl, which is pretty cool. So we got the movies in there, and then the, and then the booklet, which is quite nice. Quite nice indeed. You can find this pretty cheap most of the time, but there was a few different editions that came out. I liked the digibook the best, because I just like digibooks. So we'll, we're actually going to put these in reverse release order. Or actually, no, we're going to put them in release order, because then it can go right next to Jaws quite happily. Speaking of which, Jaws. Yeah, which some people may call thriller. I've always considered this a horror, because it's scary as hell. Yeah, this is a beautiful, beautiful digibook, and easily the best the movie has ever looked. So if you're looking for the ultimate Jaws edition, this is the one you want. Yeah, a good friend of mine in Sweden, who actually is the sole member, well, the sole sort of core member of Foghorn Lonesome, Swedish gothic metal industrial band, very cool. Well, I guess not really metal, but gothic rock, like sort of techno industrial type thing. Jaws is his all-time favorite movie. Some of you may remember him when he went by the name of Bookhouse Boy 77 here on YouTube many, many years ago. Yeah, well, he's pursuing his musical dreams now. Actually, his first album should be coming out very shortly. Actually, I've been kind of following the production of it, and it sounds fucking amazing. Anyway, getting off topic slightly, he's a huge fan of Jaws. Huge fan of Jaws. He's got, I think, he sold a lot of his collection for to be able to buy studio time to work on his album and stuff, just to really focus on that. But he kept his Jaws stuff because Jaws. All right, I mentioned these briefly last time. Double feature, got Mr. Sardonicus and the Brotherhood of Satan. This is a Mill Creek double feature. Some of these are double dips from the 4 movie DVDs, but obviously for the upgrade. And then I got Deep Rising and the Puppet Masters, and then and then we have Anatomy 1 and 2, starring Franca Potente from Run Lola Run, actually. So it's like a horror movie starring Lola. Hell yeah, sign me up. So these are just single discs, 50 gig discs with the 2 movies on them. And just carrying on, kind of a random selection going forward here. We've got The Right with Anthony Hopkins. We've got Red Riding Hood with Gary Oldman and Amanda Seyfried. This is the alternate cut. Nice lenticular cover there. Very cool. Let's see. This was sent to me by a viewer a while ago. I still have to watch them, actually. I got Night Watch and Day Watch. Possibly the same viewer, possibly a different one. Also sent me the PC game of Night Watch. So, very cool stuff. So when I finish watching the movies, I'll probably check out the game. Trick or Treat. Awesome anthology horror movie, and has become something of a Halloween tradition in the Zaran Isaac household. Bad Milo. very cool, which I actually have yet to watch. I've heard it's hilarious. Child's Play, which I actually just watched again for the first time, essentially since it was new, and forgot just how much fun of a movie this is. Really good stuff. And for a bargain title, this is actually quite nicely loaded with extras too. This edition is the one you find in the bargain bins, and if you're only going to get the first one, you can't go wrong there. There is a collection out of all the Chucky movies, which goes for about $100. It's a little more than I want to spend on them, but if I find it on sale, I'll probably grab them. Here we go. So, we got The Evil Dead. There was a couple of different Blu-ray releases of this, both basically with the same disc. The only difference is there was a 2-disc edition which contained some extras. The extras, however, are available on other editions, so it was nothing new or exclusive. And then we got the Evil Dead 25th Anniversary Edition Blu-ray. This is the one you want. There's another edition of Evil Dead 2 floating around there on Blu-ray. Avoid that one at all costs. It doesn't look any better than the DVD. It is just garbage. This is the one you want. And if you see it without the slipcover, which is very likely, it just looks like that. So, there you go. Very cool. And then finally, for the longest time, the only Blu-ray we had of Army of Darkness was the Screwhead edition, which had some DNR issues. Now we have this, the Scream Factory edition, which does not have those issues, and it has like 4 different cuts of the movie. Is it 4? No, it's 3. We got 3 different cuts of the movie. Yeah, which is pretty cool, all in high definition for the first time. So at long last, I can replace my bootleg edition, or not the bootleg edition, it was called the bootleg edition. It wasn't actually a bootleg. Bruce Campbell versus Army of Darkness. The Boomstick edition. That's what it was. Yeah, which we'll take a look at a few weeks from now when we get down to that shelf. So anyway, this is the one you want. This again is a Scream Factory Collector's Edition. So underneath, we've got the original poster art. Very, very cool indeed. And it's actually a 3-disc edition. So. Very, very cool. They really went all out for that one. So it's nice to finally have a proper Blu-ray of that. And as far as I'm aware, all the extras from the previous edition are on here as well, plus lots of new stuff. I guess I'll just show these because they're on top, and then we'll get back to the thing here. Got Saw, the complete movie collection. This is basically just bare bones. It's just the movies. Got Saw 1 and 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, and 7. So 2 or 3 movies per disc, that is perfectly acceptable. Some people were whinging on about it being only 3 discs. It's like, oh, it's going to be compressed to hell. Actually, it looks fine. That's like 2 or 3 per disc. And the ones on this disc, most of them are only about 90 minutes anyway. Saw 3 is actually the longest one of the franchise, I think. But Saws 4 and 5 are only like 90 minutes each, so really it's the equivalent of 2 long movies. And then not really horror, but again, horror related, because it kind of pays homage to that genre. We got Edward Scissorhands, the Steelbook edition. Very, very classy edition indeed. And then inside we got some very nice artwork. So there you go. And carrying on, I got a pair of Fred Decker films here. We got Night of the Creeps and Monster Squad, both of which are out of print and really hard to find. So I will be taking good care of these. Really good stuff. These were sent to me by a viewer a while back, and I had never seen either of them. I had heard about them for years. Watched them a couple of Halloweens ago and did a review of them. So much fun. Loved both of these movies. I will definitely be revisiting them again and again and again. Sorry, I bumped the camera there. Is everything okay? Okay. Alright, and then got season 1 of the Twilight Zone. Some people might put this more in sci-fi, but I actually put it more in horror because, let's face it, some of these episodes can be really disturbing shit. So, yeah, good stuff. I really want to get the other 4 seasons. I might just go for the complete series sets and give the single season away to somebody, some lucky person. And we got The Collector. Very cool. We got the couple alternate takes on the old Invasion of the Body Snatchers story. We got the 1978 version with Donald Sutherland. So good. This is how you do a remake, folks. This is how you do a fucking remake right here. This is such a great movie. And then we have The Invasion from 2007, which is different. I actually haven't watched this yet, so I can't really say one way or the other. But I don't know. It's going to be really hard to top this one, man. Really hard. And then we got Mr. Jones, which should probably go in the found footage section, actually. But I don't know. Maybe later. And then we have You're next. Yeah, pretty cool. Kind of a home invasion story. And then The Strangers, another kind of home invasion story. I should put that in my home invasion section. And then we got Mimic, the trilogy, spread across 2 discs. This first disc here is exactly the same as what you get with the single disc release of the director's cut, so might as well get this because this is often cheaper. I actually got this for like $6.50, something like that. The first movie alone was going for more than that, so it was actually cheaper to get the trilogy set. Then we got Ouija. Yeah, that good old block of wood causing people trouble again. Yeah. Thought you'd think after Witchboard they would have learned their lesson, but apparently not. Then we got It Follows, which is fantastic. Such a freaking scary as hell movie. I will definitely be reviewing this at some point. Really, really good. Then we got a pair of films here. We got The Purge, which is basically another sort of home invasion story, but with a bit of a what-if scenario twist to the world it's set in. Very cool. And then The Purge Anarchy. Definitely the better of the 2 films, but I actually enjoy both of them quite a bit. And I understand there's a third one in the works. And we've got a couple loosely based on classic monsters. We got I, Frankenstein 3D and Dracula Untold, which may or may not be the start of the Universal Monsters cinematic universe. Even Universal doesn't seem to know at this point. But I don't know. We'll see how that plays out. And then we have the original Jeepers Creepers. I have not seen the second one. I enjoyed this one very much, though. I thought it was quite well done. And then we got My Bloody Valentine 3D. This is the remake. This is not the original. I foolishly sold my Blu-ray of the original. I did a review of it a few years back. I really wish I'd kept it because now it's out of print. I had no idea it was going to go out of print that quickly. Really kicking myself over that. I really enjoyed the original of this a lot. I thought it was very, very well done and very effective, and definitely one of the better sort of its genre, of its day that I'd seen. So I really want to get that one back in the collection. So in the meantime, I've got the remake here. Have not watched it yet, but hoping that it does, at least, hoping that it's at least respectful of the original source material. And then we got From Hell, Johnny Depp hunting down Jack the Ripper. Very cool. And then finally, some scariness from Martin Scorsese. We've got Shutter Island. There you go. Martin Scorsese does Lost, essentially. Alrighty, folks, that is it for Shelf 2. And there you have it. Some pretty cool stuff. You can definitely expect some reviews of a bunch of those in the, not-so-distant future. There's a few that I've seen recently and a few that I'm planning to see in the relatively near future. So, once we get through the overviews, we're probably going to do some reviews and whatnot as well. Cool. Awesome. So we'll see you next time for shelf number 3, which is 100% pure blue, baby. Oh, yeah, I know. I can sense you guys eyeballing this shelf because this is where all my Scream Factory titles are. Yeah, as you can see, all these ones here, it's all Scream Factory. I can see you drooling a little bit. Yeah, some pretty good stuff on there. But we'll get to that next time. In the meantime, I'd like to thank my Patreon sponsors. Big thanks to Kyle Pellegrini and Get Your Gorgeous On, the awesome e-mag run by Michelle O'Toole and Simon Hedger. My three highest level sponsors right there. Big thanks, guys. Really appreciate it. Please do consider becoming a sponsor because it just helps me to do more of this stuff for you on a more regular basis. And wouldn't you like that? I know I'd like that. So let's make it happen. Alrighty. That is it from me to you for now. So until next time, thanks for watching, and sayonara. Greetings, everyone. Well, we'll just start that over. Do a little rap there. Well, yeah, okay.